Hi there. So I've been testing the Glowforge Pro for the last few weeks. It's absolutely a outstanding technology. Really loving it. I've made so many different things using this device. Boxes, wallets, key fobs, phone stands, acrylic signs, all kinds of stuff. It's amazing. It does require a bit of imagination and ability to design stuff, but you can also use Glowforge's library of images as well if you want to. So what I wanted to do was create a new heading for the Gadget Man blog. By making this heading, I actually want to laser cut it, then I'll scan it, and then I'll import it into the website, and it will become my new heading for now. So at the moment I have a logo on the top of my heading on the top of my blog, which is Gadget Man with some images behind, and as featured on Radio Suffolk, Radio Guernsey. What I'm going to do is, in fact, what I've already done is I've just drawn up a version of that heading that I can use for on the laser cutter. This is what I've come up with. So it's a very similar layout. It has the Gadget Man logo here, and this is text which has been converted to lines, very important, or to outlines, so it doesn't require the font when you go to print this, as featured on a Glowforge Pro 3D laser printer, on air, online, in print, in person, and laser etched. I do need to add to this, so I'm going to get rid of this layer now. So now I have it. What I do need to make sure I do is when I generate this, I make sure that I want to, in this case, I'm going to engrave rather than try and score this. It takes a lot longer to engrave, but I like the black dots rather than outlines. I want to do is I'm going to have to cut around this. So what I'll do is I will make a new offset path of 3mm, and then I will make sure that path is a different colour, and this will be self-explanatory when you get to generate it, because you need to be able to easily tell the Glowforge that this is going to be cut and the rest of it's going to be engraved. And by having different colours allows their software to be able to separate those elements, and then you can set them. So we've now done that, so I'm going to save that as, I don't know why I did a copy, but let's say Gadget Man header GF, and I'm going to put that in my documents as an SVG, which is generally a good layout, although you can use PDF. Okay, so I'm now in the Glowforge app, which is actually a website, which is a web app, which is pretty useful. So as soon as anything gets updated or improved or fixed, it's immediately available. So currently, when you go into the app on new, when I've got a new design, it will show me a preview of my print bed, and you can see here that I've got some 3mm MDF, which is some laser ply, and I've already made a phone stand, but I have enough room here to put my header logo. So I'm going to do that now. So I can click on import artwork, and you see here this is artwork which is available to use if I want to, but I'm going to upload and my Gadget Man header, and it says it's being prepared, processed, arranged into groups, separated, etc. And here it is. Now it's actually quite big. I don't need it to be this big because I'm going to scan it. So I'm just going to scale it down by dragging the icon there. So, what am I doing? Stupid. Always do that on this. Okay. So I can drag around on my screen here. My computer's obviously been a pain, but here we go. So I've scaled it down, and you can see here it's broken out the layers. So here it thinks this is engraved, this is cut, and this is cut. It's also set to the last material that I was using. If I'd used Glowforge's proof grade material, it has like a QR code on the corner which it reads, and it will set this. But I know that medium draft board will cut through this material and etch and engrave and everything very nicely, so I'm going to use that. So see, it's detected 3 layers. One is the writing and everything, and then it's picked these ones up as being cut, and this one is cut. This is the outside edge. I do want to cut that. This one I don't want to cut, I want to score. So that's going to score that as lines rather than go backwards and forwards and print it out in an engrave. So that's set up. What I can also do is, oh my goodness me, it's very tedious, isn't it? That engrave score, right. Don't know why I can't move that around. That's better. What I want to do is, if I move this down, because I want to try and not use up, have great big gaps on the material. Don't think I can fit it in anywhere there, so there will be fine. As well, what's important is that you set focus, so you make sure that you get the camera in the Glowforge to focus on the material, because sometimes it causes it to move slightly, because it takes a picture and shows you exactly what it's going to look like. So on the Glowforge upstairs, it's currently probably moved the camera over and it's focused. And if I scroll in here, you see we're very close to the edge there. We don't want to do that. This is the cut line, so we're going to move that over and move it up to about there. Alright, so we now have it set up to engrave first, then score, then cut. I could do the score first. Let's do that. Let's do score first. So do the scoring, then the engraving, which is the Gadget Man imprint, etc., and then the cut. As I said before, if I scored this, it will turn it into outlines. I'll show you. Alright, I don't really want that because I don't think that looks great, so I'm going to set that to be engrave. And I can say SD graphic, HD graphic, etc. So SD is going to be fine. High definition will give you a better quality, but not something that we're really going to notice. So we're going to print this on MDF. We could print it on any material, but in this case MDF seems like a good idea as I have some in the cutter. So we're ready to go, so I can click print, and that isn't going to start printing straight away. It's going to send it to the printer, but I have to actually get the print going by pressing the special button on the top. So we'll let that prepare, and it says it's going to take 12 minutes. And proof grade material is not found, so it's relying on me that I've put the right material settings in there, because if I put something that's wrong, it's going to give you, could well be, it's going to burn through too heavily, or conversely it might not cut through if it's not applying enough power. So we're all good to go there. 12-minute print, so we'll now reconvene at the printer. Alright, so here I am at the Glowforge, and you can see there's my material that I was talking about earlier. The graphic is going to be generated along here and then cut out, and then I'm going to scan it and put it onto the website. This is the flashing button I was talking about. It's flashing away, waiting for me to start the print. But before I start the print, I have to turn on the filter, so I'm going to do that now. So this is the filter, and I just need to turn that knob there until it kicks in, and that's now filtering, and the filter is accessed from this pipe that comes out the back of the Glowforge and then goes into the filter itself. So I'm now ready to start producing the image, so let's press the go button. See here, this was made on the proof grade, on the Glowforge with clear acrylic. So I made a little design with a lip on it in order to rest my phone. So I'll do that now. In fact, I have found some maple plywood, which I'll show you. here. So you can see maple plywood. This is where I was trying to get my name. There's a QR code on there, and this is the colour, what it will look like, but this is masked. So we'll try that in a little while. Now it's cutting. Now gone off. So I've turned the fan off, so you can see here's our, and if I lift up this is the magic bit. Lift that up, take that out. Okay, let's just leave that in there. This is our finished cut item. I could scan that, it is, which would be quite effective, but I'm also going to do it on the maple. Okay, I've put the medium maple plywood in the Glowforge. It immediately recognised it in the app as being maple plywood. Positioned it here because I don't want it to be taking up all the very poorly measured that to take a great big lump out of the plywood. But I'm all ready to go. But what we need to do is make sure we turn on our air filter, which I've done, and then we're ready to go. So this is masked. This is masked maple ply. So although we will get the singe marks by pulling the so again that was the scoring, but the masking tape, when it's pulled off, will reduce the soot effects or the singed marks which we've got here. Well, you can see on here our piece we've just done. So as the air was blowing in this direction, there are singe marks. Now I could have masked this with this masking tape, could have gone all the way along there and then cut it, and it would have achieved the same result as this. So I'm not going to sit here while this goes all the way through. I'm going to pause the video until it's finished. While we're printing here, I'm going to show you what happens if we wipe, if it actually helps. You can see there it is actually helping, so let me just pause this. Okay, so you can see there, having wiped it down, there's a significant improvement. There's still some bits of, because it's MDF, it's obviously, it's very happy to have a bit of wear. So you have to be cautious that you don't take the coating off. But there you are, that was wiping it down. There's still soot marks there. Well, I probably haven't wiped hard enough, and a little bit here. But you see here, we're about halfway through. We'll see the difference. Okay, it's nearly finished, so I thought I'd start the video off again. I hope you can hear me. It's a lot of noise from the fans. This should be finished and I should be able to show you what it looks like when you peel off the masking. It's also going to cut as well, isn't it? So let's see how that goes. There we go. 'The Glowforge app again. Brilliant. And here's my masked up area on the print bed. Right. So you can see we're back in the Glowforge app, and here's my masked up area. Here's the logo where I had it printed before. This is a different piece of MDF. Just want to make sure it's within the constraints of the masking tape, which it is. It's medium draft board again, score, engrave, cut. So again, I can click on print here. It will send it back up to the Glowforge again. And it should be ready to. 12 minutes. So let's go and have a look. So this is the resulting prints. So this one here is the first one I did, which I wiped down after I'd scanned it. See if we can zoom in. And you can see here that there are scorch marks, but it looks quite nice actually. And you can see how each line of the engraving took place. There's bits of wipe and stuff like that on here that I haven't cleaned off afterwards, but I have to make sure I do that. This one here is the MDF that was masked with just normal masking tape, painter's mask, and you can see where it wasn't pressed right down and you get a little bit of an escape of scorch marks, but as it goes it's come out quite nice. And then this one here is the maple, and again I've got some bits and bobs on here that I need to clean off, but this is maple, which is the Glowforge proof grade, and maple ply, and you can see there it's come out really lovely as well. Just needs a little bit of a clean up where bits of masking get caught up in very fine detail, which I can do, probably use a wipe or something. So there you are. So one of these will become my header. I think I might go for the middle one actually, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, watch this space and I shall install it shortly. This is the new header on thegadgetman.org.uk. So I chose the Painter's Mask MDF rather than the other two, but I could, if I wanted to, set it to be 3 different headers and just randomly swap between them. So there you are. I now have a new header which is printed or laser scored, laser etched and cut using the Glowforge Pro. As I've said, I've done loads of other projects which I'll be coming to shortly, but I've been doing lots of leather work which I've found absolutely brilliant. I've really enjoyed it, almost like learning a new skill. Sewing leather, how leather might go together, how to construct wallets, bank cards, SD card holders, lots of hotel door key fobs I did for a laugh really, but I've come up with loads and loads of those for myself. Bates Motel, Overlook Hotel, lots of different things just to see how they turned out, and I'm really amazed. Having the tool of being able to cut that leather really accurately and cut the holes as well has made it, just opened up a whole new world of creativity. Also done some nice lights, acrylic lit acrylic signs, if you like. I've done those for, I'm just looking around to see what else I've done. Boxes using a thing called a living hinge, a clock, like a Big Ben type style clock that I've done, clock face. Goodness me, I've done tons. SD card, I've done those. USB card holders. I've done a trans-central speaker stack cut in MDF, which should be really good, which can have some speakers installed. Lots of different things and loads more to come, hopefully. So watch your space, and thanks for watching. And thanks to Glowforge for sending me the printer. It's been fantastic using it.